Look at it, guys. Today, I just wanted to come on out, do some chopping. Maybe do some whittling. But anyways, I want to make some tea, relax, leave the house, do something. And just even though I picked a bad day, it's 30 Celsius out here. It's supposed to hit almost 31, 32. So what's that, 88, 90 degrees Fahrenheit? But I just want to come on out, enjoy myself. This here is just to keep the sun off. Right now, where I am, it's not too bad for cover. But once the sun gets high noon, right up here, the sun's going to be beaten down. So I just wanted this to kind of block the heat. Also wearing a hat today. You just never know. And if you got thin hair, or if you're starting to bald or whatever, you don't want the sun beating on your head, eh? And then all of a sudden you're going to start getting headaches. You're going to start overheating. And when you perspire into your hat, that's a good thing, because the more you sweat in your hat, it'll keep your head cool. And then what you got to do is make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you got a lot of water, which this Nalgene 32 ounce or whatever, it's full of water. And I also have a military 2-quart over there full of water. So water is not an issue today. But I wanted to relax, come out in the bush. I'm going to have to cut some branches for my garden because my tomato plants are just getting crazy. So I'm going to cut some of them. I need, what, 4.5, 5 footers, probably the size of my thumb. Probably need about 40 of them. So I'll look for some poplar or whatever. And I got to find an area where it's just an abundance of poplar, where I can take every third or fourth one to open it up a little bit. And I'm going to get a brew on. All right, so you seen how my ridge line went up. Again, I used my my military tarp. So it's only, I'd say that's what, 6 by 6. So it's a small tarp, right? But you just needed something to reflect the sun off you. But right now, like I was saying earlier, make sure you got a lot of water. So I always carry this with me, even when I'm out working in the yard on the garden. I always have this full of water, and I also have this Nalgene bottle, and it's also full of water. So for me, today it's not an issue. Lots of water. What's an issue is deer flies. I'm telling you, they're crazy today. So I got some tea, my titanium cup. I have a lid. What am I going to do? I'll just put that aside for now because just a little too warm right now. But what I wanted to do is just talk to you about a few things. And again, I always use this silky saw. I always carry it with me. It's nice, it's small. Okay, it's the Pocket Boy 170. Again, I carry that with me all the time wherever I'm going because it's going to work out just great. I always carry a strop just to touch up my blades. I'm not doing like a sharpening or whatever, but I like to just touch up my blades there because I'm going to process a bunch of sticks, and you never know, I might just have to give it a strop or two and continue on processing. But what I'm going to be using is this knife right here. All right, that's a lorry blade, high Scandi, extremely sharp, and the handle was designed by Elijah Boucher. He did an excellent job. I'll have his link in the bottom there, so as you can go check him out, and I'll put his Etsy store in case you want to decide to pick something up. All his knives are different. He uses the lorry blades, but if you got a knife that your handle's broken or you want rehandled, he does that also. Okay, but that's a beautiful knife, so I'll do some processing with that. Wood jewel, I'm telling you, don't overlook this knife or this brand. Okay, very nice. Great little 2.5 inch blade, great for whittling. I'm going to use that to probably delimb a lot of the branches that I cut down. So that's a nice little knife right there. Again, this one here is not small at all. Okay, that fits in my mitt pretty good. It's a big handle. I'm going to use this to chop. Okay, so there's my 3 knives I'll be using. Very nice. All 3 of them are the lorry blades. So now, if you guys want to make yourself a kit, a fire kit, a possible bag or whatever, this is the one that I made a while back. Genuine leather. I got deer antler toggles with also leather instead of paracord for the tie. All right. Now what I'll do is I'll bring you closer and we'll look inside this pouch. Just a simple toggle. Just give it a twist, fold it underneath. There it is. Okay. At the other end, again, little slide toggle. This is all leather. Okay. So in here, basically, you never know where you're going to end up in the bush. You never know when you're going to need a helping hand in making a fire. You got to have something that's quick in case of an emergency. Basically, that's what this is here. So when you open her up, all right, in here I have another chunk of leather. Okay, now I just put that on the ground, and if I got to do any carving or if I got to do any processing of fat wood and whatnot, I'll just do it right in here, right? So I have my fire kit. Been doing a lot of punk wood, charred punk wood, char cloth and whatnot. Again, I have a lighter, some rubber bands, and my lighter is also wrapped with duct tape. Okay, so I'll put that aside. A match safe. This is old. I've had this since probably the mid-70s. This was always in my fishing kit. And you gotta love the simplicity. There we go. Okay, just push her out, and then I got my matches. Also a rubber seal. So very simple to operate. Locks tight. Somewhat waterproof, right? Ferro rod, striker. So there you go. There's a couple sources of fire, right? So I got the matches, ferro rod, lighter. Also in here, I have pine needles, birch bark. I have all kinds of fat wood. There. Nice chunk there. Few pieces of fire plug just thrown in there. Okay. Flint. Nice chunk of flint. Another chunk of flint from the UK. Okay, right here is the old man's beard. Lots of birch bark. So in here, I got what it takes to make a fire in case of an emergency. And I can process it all right on top of this piece of leather so I don't lose anything. In the case here, like I said, lighter. It's only a small little baby bic. Rubber bands covered in duct tape. In this little container, right in there, you could pick it out with the tip of your saw blade. That's all fat wood shavings, okay? Maya dust, that whole container. So that's what's in there. Ranger band, you can cut that up in an emergency to create a fire also. So in my tin, I got a small little hole there, because with this tin, without that hole, charring material, the gases in here will lift the lid, because it seals pretty good, so it'll expand and lift the lid. So I did have to put a little breather hole to let the gases out. The ones with the hinge, well, it's got holes for the hinges and stuff like that, so you don't have to do that. But this one here, I did have to put in a hole. All right. So in here, I have my striker, another flint, so that's 3 flints and a striker, charred punkwood, birch bark, char cloth, that's chaga, and fat wood. Whoa, there goes a piece of birch bark. So that's what's in the tin. So this little kit here is well put together. Anybody can grab this kit and survive and make a fire. So that's what I keep in here. All puts away nice. There you go. Very, very easy. Okay, so I'm going to put this stuff away. And I'm going to get a tea going. Okay, to make this pouch right here, it's 16 inches. Okay, so when you open it up, the diameter of this pouch is 16 inches. I went 1 inch down and 1 inch across. So 1 inch down, and then every hole is 1 inch all the way around. I try to keep that 1 inch border, and all my holes 1 inch apart. Okay, you have to come down like that for the simple reason is it gives you a little bit of strength. If you go too high, you could end up tearing it. So that worked out good. So all you can do, put your finger here, draw her up, push her down, grab your toggle, slide her in place, give it a pull, and then what I do is I just throw it over, come up around, and then that's it. Okay, so that's a nice little pouch right there. All right, very easy to make, very light. Throw that in the bottom of your pack and it works great. There we go. So anyways, I'm going to put a tee on. I'm going to make a spot here because I am thirsty, and I'll get right back to you. One of the older MSR pocket rockets. One of the, well, first one they came out with, I guess. Okay, no igniter on this one. You just pull out the 3 legs. Make sure when you're screwing this on, make sure that your valve is off. Test it. Okay. Now, my keys, ferro rod, striker. I know I got lighters, I got matches, and I got all that. But just to say, this is on my keys, right? So I'm going to use that. So I already took the striker off. So what I'll do is I'll just crack the valve and give her a strike. Make sure that you're leveling out your system so it doesn't fall over. But that shouldn't take long. We'll just heat her up, make ourselves a tea. Bring it back when the water's boiled. Okay, so we got some steam. Water's boiled. And it's a good thing I set up my shelter. When I left the house, it was only 5% chance of rain. And right now it's starting to rain. It's black. Skies, wow. There's the rain. So let's just take this off the heat. Yeah, you just never know, eh, when it's going to come down. Always best to be prepared. Even if you're going out only for the afternoon or whatnot. You know, I got the shelter up. Here, let me readjust this camera a bit. All right. Yeah, so I'm soaked there. It's very hot, like I said. Right now it's probably about almost 32 degrees, so it's almost 90 Fahrenheit. So it's pretty warm. But I just had to get away from the house, eh? You get just tied up, but you know, I just needed to relax, get out, have a cup of tea, and do a little work and just relax. But yeah, so it's a good thing I put up the tarp, because she's pretty she's pretty black out. I'll show you. I'm not sure if this will do it justice, but there you go. She's just dark, very, very dark. There's a break in the clouds way over there, but right over top of me, she got dark fast. So we're in for a little bit of rain, I guess. Oh well, I'll just stay under my shelter. No big deal. I got nowhere to be important. Okay, I'll set you back up. Okay, well, you know what? May as well just get, put away my stove, put away my tea, keep my bandana out, put the tea away. Nice and cold. Again, make sure that it's off. If you got the safety cap that comes with your bottle, put it on. Just keeps the valve clean. Tucks in there nice. Close her up. Keep that for another day. Yeah, this is great. Oh yeah, there we go. She's a coming down. Let me put the camera underneath my tarp. Okay, so my camera's under my tarp. So if I get a big downpour, no big deal. I'm totally covered. My pack is under here, I'm under here, you're under there. So anyways, just to talk a little bit about my other video with the EDCs and whatnot. When you're going to put something together that you're going to rely on, make sure you test everything out. Make sure it works. If you got battery operated flashlights, make sure you got a couple spare batteries. You just never know. Your knife, make sure it's sharp. Okay, make sure you got something that you can sharpen it with. Even if it's a small little file or a little leather strop or just a small stone, you know. Just have something there that you can maintain your stuff also. Okay. Yeah, so when you're out and about, just think about what you're doing, think about where you're going when you put the kit together, and you'll have no problems. She's hot. I drink tea. Well, if I'm up, then I drink tea. If I'm asleep, then I don't. A lot of people like coffee. I used to drink coffee. I used to drink, oh my God, I used to drink 2-3 pots of coffee a day. I'd get tied up in my garage when I was welding and making trailers and doing a lot of work in my garage, especially in the winter. I'd light a fire in the garage, get that all nice and toasty. I'd have a pot of coffee on there from the time I wake up in the morning, 6 o'clock, till 9, 10 o'clock at night. When I decide, one time the wife came in, and I guess she wasn't too happy. She says, look, if you're going to stay in the garage, I'll bring you out your cot. And then when she said that, I says to myself, I said, uh-oh, I think it's time to call her quits and head her back in the house. But I was doing that every day without realizing, eh? I'd get up nice and early in the morning, head out in the garage, start up my welder, tinkering. I was building all kinds of things, and you just get tied up in your work, eh? I had the heat on, I had the lights on, so I didn't know what time it was because I didn't really care about, you know, keeping a watch or anything like that. I just wanted to do a job, and I was sucking back the coffee, so it's not like I was getting tired or anything like that. I was getting wired, not tired. So yeah, it was funny. That's when I realized, okay, time to go in. I'm pretty sure that was the time when I started bringing my cell phone into the garage. I says, if you need me, call me, and then I could use it to see what time it was every now and then, because I'd get so caught up in my work. But anyways, yeah, that's a whole other story. So anyways, everyone should, you know, head her out, go in the bush, relax, get away from the city life. There's all kinds of stuff going on nowadays that, you know, I just don't want to get into, but stay off the news channel, stay off of Facebook, stay off of the media center and all this, you know, because it'll drive you crazy. If you listen to everything that's going on, political, everything around the world, oh man, I'm telling you, it stresses you out if that's all you're doing is watching that stuff. So sometimes it's time just to close the mind, refocus, shut off your electronics, pack your phone, and just head her out. And just relax. Give your mind a break. Give your thoughts a break. And start thinking about life. Start thinking about your health. Start thinking about, you know, what you're going to accomplish. Like myself, I'm retired. I'm 61 years old, climbing the ladder. But I don't find that old. Some people might find that. I know my grandson finds that old, but I don't. But anyways, he thinks I'm antique. Anyways, it's funny. But yeah, just look, you're never too old. Start a new project. Start a new hobby. Get out walking, get out hiking, and just be out in the bush. Just leave the house. You're never too old. And anyways, I'm going to enjoy my tea. I'm going to wait for the rain to pass. And if it does pass, I'm going to process some sticks for my garden, you know. Got to stand my tomatoes back up. They're getting too big. And the sticks I have right now are only 36 inches. And the tomato plants are probably 1.5 feet taller than my sticks, so I need something else. So anyways, I'm just going to sip my tea, stay under my shelter for now, and thanks for dropping by, guys. I'm going to probably cut in some information about the knives when I get back home. I'll sit at my desk, and what I'll do is I'll edit in some new footage, and we'll talk a little bit about the knives. But right now I want to use them, and I want to have some fun. So we'll talk to you later. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Anyways, peace out. See you in the woods. Bye now. Whenever you're putting your tarp away, well, whenever you buy a tarp, it's actually folded, right? That's good when you get it. But little advice, get yourself a stuff sack so that when you put your tarp away, you don't fold it up, because it'll keep a memory, and you'll see all your creases, right, within your tarp. And over time, you're just going to wear out your tarp, and you're going to end up with a split, or you're going to end up with holes or whatever. So grab yourself a stuff sack, grab your tarp, grab a corner, and just start feeding it in. That way there's no pattern when you're putting it away. And every time you use it, it'll never be the same. That way you'll never have a crease, you'll never have a tear or rip, and just be careful with it, and you'll never have holes. That's all she wrote. Still packs in, still the same size. The only thing is there's no memory to it. Okay? For your pegs, make sure you put some bank line around the pegs if you got a hole in it. If you don't, you'll have to do what I did, just drill a hole. And just makes it a lot easier to extract, eh? Once this is in the ground, okay, it's easy to extract out. That way you're not pulling the loops on your tarp. You're just grabbing this. We've been doing that since the 60s, when my dad used to take me out camping there in the mid to late 60s, all the way up to probably early 80s. And then I kept doing it ever since. All right, take your ridge line down with the apparatus I used here. It's very easy. So I took all the knots out of here, because when you use paracord, a lot of times, every time you use it and use it and use it, you get little kinks and all that in it. So you just gotta, smooth her out. So basically, I remove all the pressings, slide them down to the opposite end, because this is where we finished off, so this is where we're going to start again, right? Again, this here's how you pull tight, right? There it is, pull tight. Now to release it, it's very easy. There it is. there's the end. Okay, I'm just going to lay it on the ground, or I'll lay it right here, and then we'll go take off the other end. Okay, now for this end, very simple. Again, I got a toggle here. This is where I moved the press knots here, and that was holding up the tarp. So now for this one here, I just give it a twist, pull it out of the hole. There it is. It's off. That simple. Okay. Grab everything here for your toggles and everything. Just slide it right down to the end. Allow yourself just a couple inches. And then put it between your fingers. Now I'm going to hank it up. Okay, between your fingers and figure eight. When you come to this, where you tied it on at the other end, boom, gone. Okay, when you get to the end, I only got, what, 2 feet there, 3 feet there. Just grab your toggle and then put it up in the middle of where you're hanking. Okay, right here, just in the middle. Give it a pinch. And then anchor up, just tie her up. And once you get to the end, just secure it. Okay, this side here, I just fold her up here, and that goes back in my stuff sack. You can probably hear it. It's still raining. I got myself maybe, I don't know, about maybe 8 steaks or whatever. I need a lot, but I need to find poplar, because if I find a poplar bush and go in, you'll get hundreds and hundreds of saplings the size of your thumb, 5-6 feet tall, that are like less than a foot apart from each other, and they're just going to wipe each other out. So I'll just find myself a place like that, and then I'll start to harvest some of my sticks. So for now, thanks for coming, and like I said, take care, guys. Bye now. Just to let you know that this is just a junk bush. Okay, starting of a choke cherry tree, I guess. So it's not birch, it's not a hardwood. Just in case you're wondering. I'm telling you, this blade with jewels, she processes, man. She sure cuts. She's sharp. What a nice knife.